argument, but you may lose a friend. Be careful with that. Pwedeng manalo ka. Sige, sa argumento. Pero baka naman mawala yung kaibigan mo. Okay? We need to reflect on this. Thirdly, we need to learn to submit to God's appointed leaders peacefully. Katulad po na nasabi ko mga kapatid. Alam niyo ba sa Bible, sa Scripture, there are also servants of God who parted ways peacefully. They agreed to disagree. Sino sila? One of the great apostles, the Apostle Paul. He parted ways to a person who mentored him, Barnabas. Barnabas is the guy who took Paul when he was still starting to be a Christian. Okay? And then while Paul is really growing in the Lord so fast, he is so serious and zealous about the Lord, there is a guy who came to them by the name of Mark. Si Mark, yung pong sumulat ng aklat ng Mark. Okay? But this Mark is so immature. Immature pa siya ng panahon na yun. And so Paul says, I cannot bear with this guy. I have lots of things to do in the work, in the service to the Lord. So, if you wish, you can take him with you and we can part ways. The Bible was very clear. They have a sharp contention about that. Ibig sabihin, nagpalitan talaga sila ng salita. Sabi ni Paul, maghiwalay na lang tayo. Go on your own way. And then, I'll go on my own way. Okay? But later on, nagbati rin sila at nagkabalikan, mga kapatid. Why? Because the guy Mark now started to become helpful in the ministry. Noong una, ayaw ni Paul kasi nga, burden niya lagi. Ano, si Mark. Pero dahil Barnabas, by the way, is known to be an encourager. His name means son of encouragement, or son of an encourager. Okay? That's why Barnabas was the guy who took Paul, encouraged him, mentored him, so that he can grow in his spiritual life. And yet Paul separated from him. But since Barnabas still had the attitude of being an encourager, he took Mark with him and encouraged him until such time he became mature. Kaya nung nagtagpo uli sila, nakita ni Paul si Mark, wow, mature na siya, and they joined again. Mga kapatid, this is a classic example that as Christian, we can agree to disagree without hurting one another, without destroying our relationship as brothers and sisters in the Lord. Amen po ba? We need to mature on this. Marami kasi pag nakipag-usap, gusto mo ipagtalo lagi. Hindi sa lahat ng pagkakataon. You may win in an argument, but you may lose a friend. Ulitin ko lang po yan. Now, meron namang iba, gusto talaga yung sarili nila ang masunod. If that is the case, you have to learn to separate peacefully. Okay? Huwag na kayong mag-ingay. Huwag nyo na ipangalandakan nyo yung away sa labas. Kasi pareho kayong anak ng Diyos. That's the reason why, as Christians, we are also exhorted by Paul not to sue a brother or sister in the Lord. Kapag yung tao ay nagbigrado ka kapatid mo sa Panginoon, ang sabi ni Paul, do not allow a secular judge to judge between you. No. Do not go. Because you can settle that with yourself or with the help of the church people or church leaders. Okay? Kaya nga, mag-ingat po tayo mga kapatid. We have to observe this because sometimes maaaring masakit, but we have to release people, though painful, if they're unwilling to correct those bad attitudes. Why? Because Amos says, can two walk together except they be agreed? Pwede ba maglakad yung dalawang tao na magkasabay at magkasama na hindi sila nagkakasundo? Mahirap yan. Di ba? Of course, ang answer is very obvious. Mahirap po yan. Hindi possible. Can two walk together except they agree? Okay? That's why, mga kapatid, even in our church, we would like to do it peacefully. In the past months, we have people who we talk with. We did it peacefully so that they can do their own thing and grow, because we believe that there are other ways and other places that they can grow in. Masakit man sa kalooban, but we have to do this. Because they have to learn to observe submission and unity and preserve the unity of the church. One of the most painful things in the life of a pastor is whenever somebody is parting ways with him. But we have to learn this as shepherds and leaders of the church. Kaya kung naghahanap po tayo ng gusto natin, you are free to do that, and you are free to desire that, and you can look for your own. Hindi po namin kayo pipigilan, because this church is always open, but this church is not open for any divisive attitude. Okay? May nagtanong po kay Pastor Ed Lapis. Ito po yung tanong sinulat ko eh. Sabi nung nagtanong, Pastor, may mga pintas po ako sa pastor namin. Ganon din sa two other pastors sa mga churches na dati kong sinalihan. Some church kaya ako makalilipat na di ko mapipintasan ng pastor. I need to have my soul rest under the leadership of a really good pastor. Sagot ko sa kanya ni Ed Lapis, pastor ba na walang kapintasan ng anak mo? Sumama ka dun sa heavenly charge, kapatid. Dun ka lumipat. Walang kapintasan ng pastor doon kasi si Jesus ang pastor doon. Ang problema lang, kailangan mo mauna sa makabilang buhay na kagad. Then you can really rest in peace. Sagot doon ni Pastor Ed Lapis yung mga kapatid. You are free to look for the pastor that you want to. But do not create any more discontentment with him. Because you are guilty of sinning the body of Christ. Okay? In fact, meron nung kasi yan. Judas had the best pastor, the best leader, the best teacher, the best friend, yet he still failed. Because the problem may not always be the leadership of the church. Sometimes it is. But sometimes it's not. Maybe it's you. If your attitude doesn't change or you don't grow in character, dahil hindi lumati ng G-group, hindi ka parte na isang grupo na kinakailangan matuto kang makibagay, you'll always have the same problem over and over again. And I know several people who have the same problem, mga kapatid. They moved to another church, pero the same problem arises. You know why? Because God will not allow you to pass at one thing na hindi mo natututunan. You have to learn to work with other people. Mga kapatid, to tell you honestly, that's why I demand sa leadership a heavy loyalty. It's because when I was in high school, I'm taking advanced course in Fort Bonifacio. Nangarap po akong maging sundalo. In fact, nangarap po akong maging isang PMA. Pero dahil bagsak yung height ko, hindi humubra. Pero one thing I like with the military is their oath. Yung kalusumpa. And the praise of that says, if you work for a man in heaven's name, work for him, speak well of him, and stand by the institution he represents. If you quit, do not condemn him. Can you imagine? Kaya gano'n na lang ang kapitian loyalty ng mga sundalo sa kanilang leader. Kaya pag nawalan sila ng loyalty, grabe ho yung sitwasyon. Because they demand that they work for heaven's sake, in heaven's sake, para po dun sa kanilang paglilingkod sa kanilang mga leaders. Mga kapatid, I'm reiterating this because just as we've seen it in this battle, they can't win the battle without cooperating with one another. No. Kailangan mo ng katulong, kailangan mo ng kasama. We cannot afford to be divided. May it be in every area ng buhay natin. Sa sports, sa family, sa church, sa school, whatever. As long as there's a group, you need to learn to cooperate. Good news, ang Filipinos, again, has a culture of bayanihan. Ang bad news, there's a counter culture for that. The crab mentality. The crab mentality. We have to overcome that. We are thankful that we're Christians more than Filipinos. Pwede bang pakisabi sa katabi mo, pasalamat ka kapatid, Kristiyano ka na. Pasalamat ka kapatid, Kristiyano ka na. Hindi ka lang Pilipino, Kristiyano ka na. That's why we have one Spirit and we have to work as one. We have one Father, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, and the Father of all, and above all. mga kapatid, great success is achieved by cooperation and working together as one. Meron pong isang competition. There's a competition in Canada. They call it Canadian Horseshoe Show, where they try to see the power of a horse. Yung kanyang kayang atakin. Yung kanyang power horse. So, the first winner na meron doon sa competition na ito, sa Canadian Horse Show, is the horse was able to pull 9,000 pounds of weight. The second horse, the first runner-up, was able to pull 8,000 pounds. And they thought, if they mix them together, maybe they can get 17,000 pounds. And they tried this, an exhibition show. They mixed and yoked something on the neck of the horse, both of them together, pulling the same weight, or a particular heavy equipment. They were amazed. You know why? They thought that they're going to get 17,000 pounds, combining the effort. Lo and behold, they were shocked to find out they were able to get 30,000 pounds of kilos, or weight. Bakit nagkaganon? Because there's a principle in science. We call it synergy. Okay? Synergy, kanina. Synergy means it's the interaction of two or more agents or forces so that their combined effect is greater than the sum of their individual effect. Malinaw pala tayo sa analysis that if we combine two, we'll get the sum of that two capacity. Because of this principle of synergy, yung daw result is more than to their capacity. Is this true biblically? Ephesians chapter 3 verse 20. Now who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine according to His power that is at work within us. Possible po pala mga kapatid. Because a greater force is within us, who is God, who can do greater than the sum and combined effort of 50, 100, or 200 people. Mas malaki po pala magagawa kapag nagsama-sama, combining them together because of what we call synergy or synergy. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the reason why God would like His church to always work as one. This is His prayer in John chapter 17, that they may be one so that the world may know that they are my disciples and you and I are one. Why? Because of that, when we are united, the world will be amazed to see that there is a God who is in control of those people and they can do greater things. When God's people join together, again, amazing result. It says that teamwork makes the dream work. Maraming bagay ang nangyayari at naabot natin kapag tayo nagkatulungan. Thirdly, if we want to win the battle, we can be sure if we save the credit to God. If we save the credit to God. So natapos po yung labanan mga kapatid. Israel won. And what did God ask them to do? After the victory, God asked them to do something. What it is it? First, they have to make a commemoration by recording the event that took place. In verse 14, it says, Then the Lord said to Moses, Write this on a scroll as something to be remembered, and make sure that Joshua hears it, because I will completely blot out the memory of Amalek from under heaven. Bakit pinasulat ng Panginoon mga kapatid? For them to commemorate what God, the great things that God has done for the nation of Israel, which they're going to remember always sa paglipas ng panahon. Every victory that we experience in life is an opportunity to proclaim that we have a God who makes us victorious. That's why the second thing that they did is that they raised up an altar, because Moses built an altar and called it, The Lord is my banner. He said, For hands were lifted up to the throne of the Lord. Gumawa sila ng banner sapagkat para ipakita ng Panginoon ang totoong katagumpayan nila. they celebrated, they really rejoiced on the victory that God has given them. Again, mga kapatid, lahat ng mga katagumpayan, hindi disenyo ng Lord para sa atin lang, para sa sarili natin. It was designed so that it can bring honor and glory to the one who made it possible for us to be victorious, to overcome any challenges and battle that we're facing as people of God. One time when Edison, the great inventor, was asked ng kanyang kaibigan, yung kanyang wife, tinanong ng kaibigan niya, have you asked your husband saan ang gagaling yung kanyang galing sa pag-invento? Sabi ng wife niya, yes, I did ask him. Bakit ang galing niya at napakarami niyang na-invento na naging beneficial to the world? Anong sagot ng husband mo? Wala siyang sinabi. Ang ginawa niya lang, tumulong lang siya sa taas. Which means even Edison recognized that his talents, his inventions, his triumph was a result of God's blessing. He was able to give back the credit to God. Rick Warren says, living for God's glory is the greatest achievement we can accomplish in our lives. Para kanino ka pa nabubuhay, kapatid? Para kanino ka pa kumikilos? When we're young, we're just living for our own selves. Pero habang lumalaki na tayo, nagkakaisip, now we learn to be selfish. Now we learn that the true meaning of life is not about us. It's about God and living for our God. Amen po ba? That's why the Westminster Catechism says, the chief end of man is to glorify God. Why are you doing what you're doing? Whether you're working, you're playing, or serving. Are you doing it for God's glory? Then you found the real meaning of life, which is to glorify God. Mga kapatid, I don't know your challenge, your battle, but if you want to be sure, you need to stay connected with God, you have to start cooperating with other people, you have to save the credit to our God, because He alone deserves all the honor and the glory. Whatever accomplishment that you have, may it be your simple birthday celebration, anniversary celebration, let honor be brought back to God. Amen po ba? God bless us all. Pagpalain po kayo.